Hi, I'm Nana Akua. This is GBN Royal. The Sussexes are in real trouble. Dire straits, in fact. It seems everything they touch turns to dust. Their timing is always off. When they have control, they make bad judgments like launching a website and selling jams in between announcements of cancer from the royal family. Anyone with an ounce of compassion would reconsider the timing, which is why that, alongside not bothering to communicate with the dying father who, by all counts, helped her, Meghan, get to where she is, makes people disbelieve the empathy shown when the cameras are rolling. In the latest twist, an act of God stood between Meghan and the launch of her new Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. It's really not looking good. This was frankly make or break for her. Instead of being able to demonstrate her homemaking skills, not in her own house, by the way, it had to be postponed because after many had their worldly possessions burnt to a crisp in the worst blaze in LA's history, Meghan Markle hollowly cankering around in a fake kitchen would have only served to remind us all of just how vacuous her life must be, that she's got so much time on her hands she can spend it freezing flowers into ice cubes. What use is that? Surely there are far more important things like family, which is why nobody believes the latest act of so-called compassion that many are calling disaster tourism. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry decided to tour the LA wreckage and visit areas that had been scorched to the ground so they could deliver hugs and comfort to those who had lost everything. And they went only where it would seem the cameras were rolling. Now, I don't know about you, but the last people I would be interested in seeing at that time would be them. Call me a cynic, but in my view, it smacked of, oh dear, your house is burnt down, but ours is still there. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying their so-called compassion. From a pair who are so vindictive and lacking in forgiveness that they can't bring themselves to take both their children to see all their grandparents. Thomas Markle was at death's door, and so angry are they still over a picture that he sold, even though their whole raison d'etre has been selling their stories in books, documentaries, you name it, they've done it, and made a fortune in the process. Any form you could think of to make money to sell their families down the river is acceptable to them. Yet now they're showing compassion to people that they've never even met on what comes across as yet another faux royal tour. I'm not buying it for a second. I don't believe they care. Meghan in particular needs to stay current. In my view, that's why she's doing this. She needs to get her show off the ground. And if the focus comes off her, how can she remind people that her new show will be coming soon? Even the trailer on YouTube is full of bad comments below. Yet Netflix, who could remove them, have left them on. I suspect they're enjoying the level of interaction. Good or bad, they still win. In fact, I would go as far as to say that they are banking on it. Unfortunately for the pair, their stock has fallen, so whereas years ago Meghan could snap her fingers and people would be fired, now she can snap her fingers and the only ones who come running are the ones who can't run away, like her pets and kids. Even Harry doesn't appear to be around that much.
At GB News, we believe in the power of free speech. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions, challenge the status quo, and give you a voice. While others silence dissent, we champion the truth. So by becoming a GB News member, you're not just supporting free speech, you're defending it. Please do consider supporting us today. Together, we'll hold the powerful to account and make sure your voice is always heard. Simply go to gbnews.com/support and stand with us for what matters most.
A source close to the pair, who is unnamed, said Meghan and Harry are stunned and appalled at the criticism that they've endured over this. It confirms what they already knew to a big extent, that they can't win no matter what they do. It's quite simple, really. True compassion and maturity is about showing levels of forgiveness. Nobody believes them because they don't appear to be able to extend this to those who brought them into this world. So they could do right, but they're both too stubborn and it's ugly. So yes, they can win, but they don't want to. And the Duchess of Sussex has found herself in hot water once again about her behaviour after Vanity Fair, who were usually on the couple's side, published a scathing report citing former Spotify staff who accused her of making them take extended breaks from work or undergo long-term therapy after working with her. They can't all be lying. And of course, Donald Trump is back in the White House, and if he feels like it, he may choose to look into Prince Harry's visa situation. Trump accused Harry of having betrayed the Queen, which he condemned as unforgivable, very disrespectful, and responsible for breaking her heart. Tom Bauer, author of Revenge, said, "But worse for Harry, Trump told Nigel Farage last year that if the Duke had lied in his application for an American visa about taking drugs, he could be deported from America." The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, wanted Prince Harry's visa documents to be publicised to see whether or not he had lied on the forms. However, US Judge Carl Nicholas ruled in September last year that the Duke's visa application should not be made public. All very suspicious. But Trump can easily overturn that, I'm sure. He said that he would send millions back, and if Prince Harry hasn't met the criteria, I can't see Trump giving him special privileges. The Sussexes are on borrowed time in the US. Things are not looking good.
Who knows with Trump? He can do anything. At the moment, Harry and Meghan are so low down his list of priorities, he wouldn't have given them a thought. But later down the line, if they say something else to upset him, I don't think he would have any qualms then. The only sticking point would be he seems to really adore Prince William and he adores King Charles and he loves our royal family. So he probably wouldn't want to do anything that would cause upset to the royal family. However, Trump has a long memory. He doesn't like people who are disloyal. He didn't like the way they conducted themselves. He didn't like the way they acted towards the Queen and the documentary. Also, he didn't like the way that they snubbed him when he came across from his royal visit and Meghan called him misogynistic in an interview. Yeah. He doesn't forget things like this, and he may very well do what Biden didn't do and actually make public Harry's visa application, which will show if Harry's lied or not about taking drugs.
The question would be there, wouldn't it, in relation to the way that Donald Trump is saying that he's going to treat, illegal immigrants, not that Harry's an illegal immigrant, of course, but people who have maybe got visa issues, then, you could draw a parallel there. But thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Short and sweet tonight. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Nana Akua, and don't forget to subscribe to the GB News YouTube channel.